morning, friends. Today I am live with the accounting process, and it is class number 15. And today our topic is the continuation of final account and balance sheet. What are final accounts? What are final accounts? I have already told you. Final accounts are those accounts. Final accounts are those accounts which shows the final results of the transactions taking place during a particular period. Only for recapping, I am letting you know that each and every business house is concerned with have the objective. Each and every business house has the objective of earning profit, because it is the objective to earn surplus, and that makes the businessman to invest in the business. So the amount which he brings into the business is known as capital, and whenever he is getting capital, the transaction starts. Okay, and we make the journal entry cash account debit to capital. And now this capital is the liability of the organization, and cash is the asset of the organization. And cash comes in, and it is an asset. It is in the debit. It is put in the debit side, and capital is capital in the credit side. Now, with that capital, you have effected a good number of transactions. Some are purchase, some are sales, some are meeting expenses, meeting financial losses, meeting financial expenses, many other. So that all these have already been spelled out in the previous classes. So what is the neat outcome? I have invested capital, I have effected good number of transactions, and what is the results of the transactions taking place during that period? My objective is to earn surplus. Okay, I told you. So when the objective of the business is to earn surplus or profit, the transactions are made to earn the profit. Then accounts are made for what purpose? Accounts are, we do keep accounts of all the transactions. When the transactions are for profit, and then accounting should be for what purpose? For finding out the profit. And the profit or loss, as we call it surplus, then the preparation, finding out the profit or loss can be done with the help of any statement that I have already shown you, that is statement of profit and loss, and it alternatively told as the final statement. Final statement means the statement that gives the final results of the transactions taking place during the particular period. Okay, and I have already told you, friend, in my previous classes, that this final account has got two wings. One is trading account, and the other one is profit and loss account. Trading account gives you the trading profit and gross profit, and final profit and loss account gives you the net profit. Okay, and that net profit, or it may be net sales also, net loss also. Okay, profit has got two wings, one positive, one negative. Negative is regarded as loss, and positive is regarded as profit. Okay, so these are the things. Now I have taken up over here one trial balance, and I have also given some adjustments. This type of problem was given yesterday, and that has duly been solved. Now, friend, for your purpose, I am giving you more or less the last problem on final accounts. Now, after this, I will enter into some theoretical aspects of what has so far been done, and again that may be taken up after few classes to take up some important aspects like cost sheet, like manufacturing account, and all this. So it will be a very highly voluminous area. So for the time being, we should rest up to this, rest on this. Now the thing is that you see the trial balance. What is trial balance? Trial balance is the trial means testing, balance in the ledger balances. Trial balance is the statement that gives us the assurance that the arithmetical accuracy of the accounts kept has been maintained when it is agreed. Okay. Now this trial balance, you see in the trial balance you are getting opening stock. I know that, and you are aware that opening stocks should be put in the debit side of the profit and trading account, right? So all this I have spelled out repeatedly in many occasions, so I am not entering into the details of all this. We have to prepare one trading and profit and loss account, and the other one is balance sheet. Now I am letting you know where these items would finally go. This is nothing but the concept of matching cost against revenue. So these are the costs and these are the net revenue, and that is our net result, and that from that net result, this net result will add to the capital account. Now the opening stock, it is a cost of sales. Okay, the opening stock in the debit side of the trading account. Then purchase in the debit side of the trading account. Sales return is the deduction in sales. What do we put? Sale is put. Sale is here. I have done it. Then sales is the income. So sales is in the credit side of the trading account. And here sales return is the amount that the goods sold but not duly approved by the debtors. So that is deducted. So net sale is this much. Now see, carriage on purchase. Carriage on purchase means carriage in what? I have told you all purchase related costs. All purchase related costs are given back to trading account. So here I have it is written carriage on purchase. Here, then wages. Wages is purchase and production related cost. It would come in the debit side of the trading account. Now bill receivable. Bill receivable is an asset. Take it into account. It will be discussed later on. But for the time being, you just bear it in mind. Bill receivable is an asset, and it will go in the asset side of the balance sheet. You see, it has got its place over here. The bill receivable. You see, it is in the asset side of the balance sheet. Okay, fine. Now discount. Discount is a financial loss. This discount should be treated while preparing profit and loss account. Now we have done this. Then comes salary. Salary is an administrative expenses. Salary is an administrative expenses, and it will go to the profit and loss account when it is salary. Now then it is insurance, rent. So these two are administration related expenses. So they will come over here. Now see, then comes sundry debtor. Sundry debtor is the sundry debtors or debtors. Debtors are created. How? Whenever you are selling goods, the goods may be sold for cash. So if the goods are sold for cash, it is cash account debit to sales. But when the goods are sold on credit, what do we do? Debtor, say Mr. X account debit to sales, okay, 2 cents. Then Y account debit 2 cents, Z account debit 2 cents. So X, Y, Z, they are the different debtors, and these different debtors are technically taken into under the head sundry. Sundry means in Bengali or Hindi it is vivido, many. Okay, so sundry debtors account debit to sales. Now sundry debtors, what it is, I have already told you. I am not entering into much more detail. So sundry debtors is asset, and it should be put in the asset side of the balance sheet. You see over it is over here. Okay. I am a bit fast because the area is very highly voluminous. Space is very low over there. Now income tax. Income tax is the financial loss. Income tax. You are earning profit. When you earn a lot, the income tax will be deducted from the net profit. But here, for your convenience, I am considering it as specially and financial loss, and it should be in the asset, in the expense side of the trading profit and loss account. Income tax 900. What? So income tax, generally we write it in the debit side of the profit and loss account. Okay, considering as a financial income tax, as a financial loss. Okay, it should be. But if you ask me, sir, what should be the exact treatment of income tax? You think it. There are two types of income tax. It needs some elaborate discussion. Income tax is the tax on the income. What is tax? Tax is the amount paid to the higher authority for the services received. As we have been getting the different amenities from the government, whenever we are earning any income, we have to pay tax, and that is income tax on the part of the individual. But in case of business house, the business house has to pay the tax on the income generated, that is profit. So it should, that is a part of the profit, a part of your profit should be given to the government. Okay, and that is known as income tax. So your profit is found out from where? Your profit is found out over here. It is your net profit. So this net profit should be carried over there, and the income tax should be deducted, should be put in the debit side of your profit and loss account. That is the best treatment. There is another concept. This is first method. Second method, income tax is of the business house. The business house is of whom? Is of the proprietor. So income tax generates the income of the proprietor, and it is his income from the business and profession. So it is added to the profit is added to the capital, and tax should be deducted from that profit, or you will deduct it from capital. And we have made that type of treatment. It is our total capital, the net profit has been earned by this amount, and income tax has been deducted from this amount. Okay, so that is the two alternative. Number two, I have already told you, friend, there are income tax may be treated in two different ways. It may be deducted from net profit, is the profit and loss from net profit, or you may do that capital and net profit less income tax. Okay, so that is for income tax. Then cash at bank. Cash at bank is absolutely an asset. You know, it is. You see that it is in the asset side of the balance sheet. Again, cash at bank. Then closing stock. It is a very important item. Then regarding closing stock, I will let you know a bit later on. But before that, just you take these other issues. Furniture is an asset. It will go over there in the asset side of the balance sheet. Plant and machinery, asset side of the balance sheet. Bad debt is a loss, and it should be in the profit and loss account. So it is bad debt. Then freight and duty. Freight and duty is a purchase expenses, and it should be over here. Freight and duty is the trading account. And drawing. I have already told you, drawing is a negative capital. You have invested rupees 50,000 in your business. So what you have done? Cash account debit to capital. Okay, now you are withdrawing 10,000 from your business. What is the journal? What should be the journal entry? Cash is going out. Cash account credit. And the capital is being reduced. So capital account is debited. But instead of making the capital debit, we do make it. They should be drawing account debit to cash. And why would you pass this type of entry in the name of drawing? It has got some reason. I would like not to let you know all these things. Just for the time being, you take it into account. Drawing is the negative capital. Instead of making capital debit, we make drawing debit. Okay, drawing is equal to negative capital of the capital. Now take this income side, sorry, credit side of trial balance. In the credit side, we have got sales. Sales is an income, or which it is on the credit side of the profit. Trading and profit loss account. Then purchase return, it should be deducted from purchase. Okay, purchase return. I have already told you, whenever you are purchasing, purchase account debit to party, syndicator. Okay, and whenever you are returning, okay, purchase credit and creditors debit. Instead of making purchase credit, we write purchase return. Okay, so purchase return has been deducted from the total amount of purchase. Then discount. Here discount. Discount is in the debit side. It is income loss. Okay, and it is over here. It is somewhere over here. Discount. Okay. Now discount credit. The credit discount means you are getting the benefits when you are making the payments. Okay, you are getting the financial benefits for making the payment. Say, you have purchased books from Mr. Panchu. Okay, 15,000. So now Panchu account credit and your purchase account debit. So that is the journal entry. Now you are making payments to Panchu. Panchu, just this is the thing. Purchase account debit to Panchu. Purchase account debit to Panchu, 15,000. Okay. Now you are making payment to Panchu. How much? You are making cash payment, say 14,000. Okay. But Panchu account should be cancelled. Panchu account should be cancelled with rupees 50,000. So 1,000 is what? 1,000 is discount. So 1,000 is your discount income. So this is your financial gain, and it should be the credit side of the profit and loss account. It should be the credit side of the profit and loss account. How much it is? Discount 400. There. So discount is there. Now syndicators, your liability. The syndicate is your liability, and it should be put in the liability side of the balance sheet. This liability, it is over here, and then capital. So far as capital is concerned, capital is always the liability, the big liability, the most important liability, and the initial liability, and the last liability. So capital, with capital we have added net profit, and drawings have been deducted, and also income tax have been deducted. Here. Now this is more or less the total structure we have made. Now today I would like to give much more trace. Today I am giving much more trace on the adjustment entries. Okay, just you see what are adjustments entries. I have already told you yesterday that we prepare transaction. If you consider the accounting process, you know better. Just try to recollect. Accounting is a process. That means a process is a set of functions interlinked and intralinked, performed systematically to attain the desired goal. Accounting is a function. We are concerned with the preparation of the accounts. Accounts are based on what? Accounts are based on the transactions. So the first and foremost task in the process of accounting is the occurrence of the transactions. Next one, second function, identification of debits and credits. The third function is recording. This recording has got two parts, two dimensions. One recording as per date, chronologically, and you make it in a book, and that book is known as journal. And why it is journal? The term journal has come from the French word jour. Z-O-U-R, jour. Jour means day. Okay, it has come from the French word. So journal you may pronounce it, but it is better we pronounce it naturally. In English, it is journal. So journal is a book of prime entry. So it is the primary for primary recording. We use the book, and that book is known as journal. And making records in the journal is known as journalizing or making entry. From journal we record them finally. Where? In a set of books, and that set of books is known as ledger books. Ledger has got a good number of pages, and each and every page is devoted for a particular account. Clear? And after just from journal we record in ledger, that is posting. In ledger we have to make the total. We have to cast the totals on both of the sides. That is casting, and then we make balancing. After balancing, we get a good number of ledger accounts, ledger balances, and these ledger balances are grouped into two parts: debit balance on one side, credit balance on the other side, and these both the total amount must be agreed. That's because each and every debit must have its corresponding credits. So, and when we do that, we are sure that what accounts I have kept, they are absolutely correct in terms of mathematics, in terms of arithmetic. So they are arithmetically correct. After that, my task is ascertainment of profit. For ascertaining profit, ascertainment of profit means what? I have expended huge number of expenses. I have earned a lot. So what I have got, that is my revenue, and what I have paid, that is my expenses. So matching cost against revenue. So in one side we write all the income, and in the other side, that is the debit side, we record all the expenses, and thereby we get the total profit. And for getting the profit, what I have already told you, that there are different segments of expenses. So from the total trading expenses, we deduct from the total trading expense, total trading income, we first deduct all the purchase related expenses or production related expenses, and we get the gross profit. From the gross profit, we deduct what? From the gross profit, we deduct administrative expenses and selling and distribution expenses. Thereby, we get the trading profit of the organization. And to that trading profit, we add financial gains and we deduct financial loss. Okay, and thereby we get the net profit of the organization. And from their net profit, we should deduct income tax, and that is the genuine amount that remains in the business. Okay, so for income tax you may have another part over here, or you may deduct it straight from the capital. Okay. Now see, these are the trial balance gives you. Trial balance gives you a huge number of items, and these items sometimes or other have occurred in your organization. Okay, as because all these are recorded: journal, ledger, and then trial balance. So journal when transactions are there. So when transactions are effected, you get the results in the trading account, trial balance. But the transactions are not properly recorded. Yesterday I told you. There are good number of transactions are related to that year, but that might have not passed through in the books of accounts. Just take some examples. Okay. Here, there are some important. So I am giving you one thing. Take this example: wages. Wages include. Yesterday I told you. Wages include rupees 2,600 for the year 2018. For the year 2018. Now you see. Now our account is, we are maintaining account for the period ending on 31st 12 2017. Okay, clear? Here we are getting the wages include. How much wages you have given? You have given wages of 15,000. What journal entry you have passed? wages account debit to cash. How much? 15,000. 15,000. Friend, for the purpose of our working, I am just taking this part, okay? Wages is 15,000. Clear? Yesterday I told you, say wages, this is the concept. Please bear in mind, it is the concept of matching cost against revenue. Say, this wages of 15,000 I have paid, but 3,000 wages is due and yet to be paid. Now, say this 3,000 is related to this year. But this 3,000, so how much wages? This year we have to pay wages of 18,000. 15,000 paid and 3,000 not yet paid. Clear? But you have got the service from the personnel, okay, from your employees. So that is the cost of this year. But this cost has not been taken into account. Why not? Because that has not been accounted for. Why? Because that has not been paid. As I have already told you, we keep the transaction, we keep the records when we make the records when the transactions are effected. I have got the service of 18,000, but I have paid rupees 15,000. So for 15,000 we have made the record. Then at the end of the year, whenever we are making the final accounts, our motto is matching the cost against revenue. So this 3,000, so wages should be enhanced by rupees 3,000. Then what will you do? Wages expense is debited and to outstanding wages 3,000. So in fact, what should we do? In the way, here in the trading account, 3,000 should be added to wages. Yesterday, what I have done, and this amount is yet to be paid. It has not been paid so far. It should be paid in the immediate period. So it is our liability. Clear? Yesterday that I have told you. But here, today, in our case, in today's case, what is the result? What is the happening? The wages has been paid how much? Your profit trial balance is showing that wages has been paid 50,000. Here. But here, it is written, wages include rupees 2,600 for the year 2018. Our period is 2017. Okay. But I have paid wages for 2018. How much? 2,600. What does it mean? So, all through the year, I have paid wages of 15,000. This year, in this program. But I have, out of that, I have paid rupees 2,600 for the coming session. Okay, that means I have paid some advance. Okay, so wages this year should be reduced by what amount? 2 wages. Whenever we are matching cost against revenue, we have to deduct this amount because it is not the expenditure of this year. Clear? It is not the expenditure of this year. And what should be debited? Prepaid wages debit. Prepaid wages debit. And this prepaid wages is my asset because I have not got the service, but I have paid the amount to the employee. Okay? Yesterday I told you. So, outstanding expense is always our liability. Because our expense account debit to outstanding wages we do. So it is our liability. And any expense which is prepaid is our asset. Okay? Because you have paid the amount, but you are yet to receive the service. Okay? So that is for prepaid wages is debited and wages account credited. And what we have seen, you see what we have done. From wages we have deducted prepaid wages. Okay? Prepaid wages deducted, and this prepaid wages is an asset and it has gone to the asset side of the balance sheet. Clear? Understood? Next. This is very important item. Next one, rent paid during the year for 9 months. Clear? Our accounting period is for 12 months. Okay, then we have made account for 12 months, but I have paid rent for 9 months. So the rent paid how much? The rent paid is 1800. This 1800 is related to this year. But what is the actual amount of rent? I have rent paid for how many months? For 9 months. 9 months means 1800, 9 months. That means 200 each. 200 each one. So what should be the total rent? 200 into 12. Okay. 200 into 12 because it is the account for 1 year. It is not the account for 9 years. So for this 1 year, our rent should have been 2,400. But how much I have paid? I have paid 1800. So how much left? How much is due? So that is outstanding. Okay, now say the same thing I have told you. Just what you have done, rent account debit to cash. How much you have paid? You have paid 1800. But what is the actual amount of rent? Rent should be enhanced by this 6,000, and that is outstanding rent. Okay, this outstanding rent is your liability, and it should put in the liability side of the balance sheet. So it is outstanding rent, clear, and it is added to the rent account in the profit and loss account. Outstanding rent. So this is one is prepaid expenses, one is outstanding expenses. So prepaid expenses should be added, should be deducted, and it would go to the asset side of the balance sheet. And outstanding expenses is a liability. It would go to the liability side, and it should be added to the item concerned. So this is the thing we have done completely. Clear? Now consider goods worth rupees 500 has been used for sample, has not been recorded. This is a very important very important item, not have yet been taken into account. Sample, I think friends, you know sample. But for augmenting your sales, you supply goods. You supply goods to the prospective customer to generate your sales. Okay. I have already told you AIDA. AIDA is the process of promotion. Promotional process. Promotional means promotion of your product. You are producing goods and services, or you are trading on goods and services. But your goods will only be, your business will only flourish when and only when your goods are taken by the customers. What you have to, all the people are not your customer. You have to create your own customer. Okay. So how do you do that? You have to follow this principle. Okay. A stands for attention. You are getting different advertisement on the TV screen. So something is being repeatedly shown, and what for creating your attention. Then after attention, it is introduction. So getting it for many times, repeatedly, some interest may be created. Okay. Then as a result of this interest, a desire may develop in the heart and mind of the prospective customer, and after that they will go for action. Clear? Action by original purchase. So this is the different way. There are different methods of promoting. One method is distributing goods as free sample. Think it. That day I was going to the Angus to take tea from military shop. What I have seen, a Toto was standing and someone was distributing, sir, Rasul sir, niye jan, sir, niye jan. What? It is nothing but some detergent, small pouch of detergent. What? बहुत प्यार करते हैं हमको क्या? सबको प्यार करते हैं. दुनिया में अचानक ये लोग बोर्ड पे खड़े हो गए? No, not at all. They are making their products known to us. We will use that. If I find it profitable, effective, then I will go on purchasing. So this is the process of sampling. Sampling means distribution of goods freely. Distribution of goods freely to generate sales. Okay. Now, how do you distribute? You have to purchase the goods and then you will distribute. Clear? A part of your purchase has Purchase has got three ways, okay? Please take it into account. One is used for sample. One is used for sales, and one remains in closing stock. Clear? So purchase, it is matching cost against revenue. Mind it. Always bear it in mind. The sales I have depicted in this side. Okay. The purchase, a good which has already been purchased and distributed as pre-sample, that is not included over here. Okay. Then what we will do? Sample is your what type of expense? It is not. It is a selling expense. So sample account debit. Sample account debit to purchase. Okay. Purchase. And what is the amount? The goods worth 500 rupees is your sample. So, a part of the goods you have purchased has utilized for the, as sample. So, sample is an expenses, is a sales related expense, and it will go to where? It will go to profit and loss account. Under the head advertisement. Okay. Sample is a method of advertising process, promotional process. So we have written advertisement here. You may write distribution of goods as pre-sample. Okay, and now it should be deducted from purchase. You have not passed through this account during the period, so this is in the adjustment entry. And from purchase we have written purchase return. Here, purchase. And goods is pre-sample. Okay. Now, and this is deducted from purchase, and this has been shown as the selling expenses of the organization. Oh, it has been shown as under the head advertisement. Clear? So that is another important part. Goods. Now, a part of the goods remain in stock. We generally the stock of goods lying in the hands of in the store of the business house. Sometimes you may be accounted, sometimes you may not be accounted for at the end part. Okay, then what we do? We give it in the adjustments. Closing stock here in our hormone problems, we have shown in adjustment. Closing stock rupees 20,000. What we have done? There are two alternative processes of treating the closing stock. One I have told you, you may deduct it from purchase, number one. So purchase account credit and closing stock account debit. You may pass this journal. Purchase account debit, closing stock account debit, you purchase. Okay. I have already told you repeatedly, it is matching cost against revenue, goods purchased but not yet sold. Okay, that is in our custody. So purchase has been reduced and closing stock is debited. So then the only statement we can do, purchase, from purchase we should deduct the closing stock and it will go to the balance sheet. Okay, it will go to the balance sheet. Or you may make alternative treatment, or closing stock account debit to trading account. Okay, in that case, what will I do? Closing stock will come in on the credit side of the trading account, and it will show in the balance sheet. Clear? So this treatment we have already done repeatedly in 3 or 4 occasions. Right now, in our problem, what is given? Closing stock is given over here. This is the item closing stock of 32,000 in your asset side. Okay, sorry, in the debit side. It means closing stock has already been accounted for. So purchase account has been credited and closing stock account has been debited. So we have already passed through this account. Closing stock account debit to purchase. So it is not an adjustment entry. Closing stock will stay, go to the asset side of the balance sheet. It should be stocking debt at 32,000. Okay, so it is our closing stock. So this is another treatment of closing stock. So what is closing stock model? Now come to this part. Depreciation on plant and machinery and furniture to be charged 10% and 5%. Yesterday I have told you what is depreciation. Depreciation is the loss of assets use or wear and tear. Okay, and that is not basically accounted for. Where it is, we make some adjustment entries over there, and whenever the assets are being, the value of the assets are being reduced, what is that? Asset account credit. Asset account credit and depreciation account debit. And this depreciation is a loss, and it should be treated in the profit and loss account. Okay. To depreciation. And that treatment has been done. You see, depreciation on for plant and machinery. What is the amount of plant and machinery? Plant and machinery is 65,000. Okay, so 65,000. So then, what would be the depreciation on plant and machinery? Plant and machinery depreciation on plant is 65,000. 10% of 65,000. It is 6,500. And that amount has been deducted from plant and machinery in the balance sheet. In the balance sheet, plant and machinery is over here. We have deducted 10% out of that. So the net price is over there. Same treatment has been given to furniture. Depreciation on furniture accountable to furniture. So amount of furniture has been reduced by rupees itna, and it is shown in the expense side. Clear? Now, so depreciation has gone. You see, bank has intimated that a customer's check of ₹1,400 has been dishonored and still to be cleared by the bank. And very, very important item, friends. Yesterday's discussion and today's discussion will help you develop the comprehensive idea with regards to the trading and profit and loss account, because I have covered more or less all the required areas. Just to see, bank has intimated that customers check out ₹1,400. Customers, who are your customers? I have sold goods to someone. Say, I have sold goods to Mr. X. Mr. X account debit to sales. Here, 1,400. No problem. Mr. X is what? Mr. X is our data. So instead of X, I may write data account debit to sales. Here, this is the first step. Now, when this man is giving me a check, what I am doing? I am making one entry. I am receiving the check, cash account debit to debtor, 1,400. And after that, I am making it deposited to the banker. Then what I am doing? Bank account debit to cash. So ultimately, cash and cash is cancelled out. The result is bank account debit to debtor. Clear? Understood? So this is the final part, bank account debit to debtor. I would have been happy because my debtors has given me a check, and the check is deposited in the bank. But they are like Sumit Sani type debtor, not at all ready to pay the amount. Clear? Not at all ready to pay the amount. The bank has intimated that the customer check out rupees have been dishonored. बैंक में रुपया नहीं के, लेकिन चेक दे दिए. तो मैंने चेक दिए और बात. So what is that? Again, what I have to do? I have to deduct it. I have to pass it journal entry. Then what is that? Bank account. देखो, debtors and debtors are cancelled out. Okay. So again, I have to cancel out the bank balance. So banks should be credited, and debtors should be debited. How much? 1,400. Clear? Understood? Now, so this amount should be added to the debtor. Okay? So what is the total amount of debtor? The debtor's amount is how much? 1,700. Check these are 1,400. That has been added to the sundry debtors. Okay? Clear? And so that is one part. Then come to the next part. So it is gone. Now here you see the total bad debt total bad debts to be written off during the year is 2,200. Bad debt I have already told you. Bad debt results in reduction of your debtors. Okay, so debtors should be credited and bad debt should be debited. How much bad debt should have been? The bad debt of this year is 2,200. It should be 2,200. But here the bad debt shown, how much? The bad debt shown only 500. Okay, only 500. That means you have not taken into account the bad debt of rupees 1,500, 1,700. Clear? So you have to pass on adjustment entry, bad debt account debit 1,700 and two sundry debtors. Clear? So bad debt account, so it should be added. Bad debt sold in the books, how much? Only 500 and added further 1,700, and from the sundry debtors we should deduct this amount. So it is our further. Clear? Now total sundry debtors for 43,000, 1,700 is a bad debt. Now I am getting the balance of this, and after that I am getting a check of 1,400 that has been dishonored. So amount of debtors has been enhanced. So ultimately at the end of the year we have got the 42,700, and that is our balance debtors. Clear? Now one thing. This is the status of the debtors. It is very nice. Now every time I am very happy. What I have told you, debtors है इतना 41,700. विवेक को बोले जानती हाँ ये बहुत पैसा हमको मिलने वाला है. बोले कितना? 42,700. बहुत अच्छा. उसको कुछ पैसा तुम एक काम करना, बिजनेस में लगा के बाकी मेरे लिए थोड़ा सा अंगूठी खरीद कर देना. ठीक है? वेरी नाइस. हाँ, बट बोले ना सुमित साहनी तो अकेला नहीं है ना. सुमित साहनी में आपकी फुंसू भी है. हाँ, फुंसू भी है, दुबे भी है, अभय भी है, विशाल भी है. ये लोग क्या पैसा बहुत मार दे सकते हैं. हम जानते थे लोग का कैरेक्टर ना, इतने साल से देख रहे हैं ना. मार देगा, देंगे बढ़ जाएगा. तो दैट इज so the amount of 42,700 may be received or may not be received. Okay, I have told you which one. So 42,700 is my ultimate debtors. This amount I should get that amount, but there is every possibility that a percentage of that debt may not be collected. That is why we make a reserve. No, I just said a part of the profit. See, how much? Say in our problem, provision for bad debt should be maintained at 5% of debtors. So 5% of debtors, it is the practice of the organization to deduct 5% of the sundry debtors to keep aside 5% of the sundry debtors out of profit for meeting future exigencies if it emanates. Whenever any loss emanates due to non-payment of dues by the customers, then that amount will be made good from our profit. Okay, that is why we make a provision, and we plain make a journal entry to provision for bad debt. 5% of how much? It is 2135. How much? 2135. So that is the provision for bad debt. Okay, and it is debited to the profit and loss account. So profit and loss account debited to provision for bad debt. Yeah, and provision for bad debt is a credit item. It is better to show it in the liability side of the balance sheet. Another alternative is that you will deduct it from the profit and loss account. From the sundry debtors. So whenever we are the beginners of preparation of bank accounts, teachers told us just we should deduct. But later on it came to my mind, since by provision we are not making any deduction of the sundry debtors. By making provision, the sundry debtor amount is not being reduced. So my suggestion, friend, although it is the general practice of writing profit and loss account, just treating provision provided by deduction from sundry debtors, I would like to request you, like to give you the suggestion that it should better be shown in the liability side of the balance sheet. Okay, liability side of the balance sheet. So these are the different adjustment entries we have gone through. Now I am summing up the adjustment entry. What is adjustment entry and how they are to be treated. Because our basic topic is adjustment entries, I have already told you. Adjustment entries. Okay. Adjustment is the need for adjustment entry. We meet different transactions all through the year, and the results of the transactions are shown in a summarized form in the trial balance. Okay. From the trial balance, we prepare profit and loss trading account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet. Okay, but there are good number of expenses, good number of issues are there. Those are not properly accounted for till the last date of account. Here in our case, the last date of account is what? 31/12/17, and we do prepare final accounts after 1 month, after 15 days, or 1 month of the stipulated period. Then what will I do? Then we have to make some specific entries which are concerned with the transactions due but not recorded. Mind you, transactions due but not recorded. There are good number of transactions. They have not been duly affected, so they are not recorded yet. That is why we make some separate entry. Mind you, adjustment entries are nothing but the paper transactions. Okay, paper transactions. Some events are given, some issues are given, and you may write it in the paper. So it is paper. It is paper transactions. I have told you transactions are of two types. One is cash transaction when the amount is received or amount is paid, and there is another transaction which is on credit. That is credit transaction. There is another transaction, and that is known as adjustment entries. These are known as paper transactions. Most of the people do not know what paper transactions are and why they are called paper transactions. They are called paper transactions is because no exact de facto transaction is there, but we have to give effect of some issues, and that is done in our paper. So that is known as paper transactions. Then important things are over here. I am letting you know. You just repeat for your you do it in your home. Practice it. Number 1, closing stock. Number 2, sample. Number 3, bad debt. Number 3, dishonored check, like that. Number 4, bad debt recovery. Number 5, depreciation. And number 6, number 7, and number 8, so on. So it is the volume of the business, it is the volume of the business of the house that will determine how many adjustment it is actually passed. If you remain as a student of commerce accounts, you will see that you will get some problems in your coming days in the developed stage, where you have to pass 30 to 40 adjustment entries. Okay, so my suggestion is that go into the depth of the topic duly, go through all my presentations on final accounts. After final accounts, that is appeal number 15. Go through minutely. If you do not understand, communicate with me, make comments, and I will let you know in my coming classes to clear the news. I will again appear on Monday, and that day I will give you some theoretical materials related to what I have taught so far. Okay, thank you very much. Have a nice day.